Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Jerome. I hope you enjoyed all the segments today. You had the Raven, Cask of Amontillado, Berenice, the Poe Toaster, and now the Amontillado Toast to Poe at his monument. I would like to introduce to my right Militia Vox, and you remember him from last year from the Toast to Poe, Mr. Ron Savage.
Oh yeah, me.
Thank you all for joining me. I'm really excited to have this lineup, so to speak. So, it's not as cold as it was last year, but it is a little chilly right now. So I want to thank the Westminster Preservation Trust. They are the people that maintain this historic site. The Westminster Hall, the graveyard, the Poe Monument. I want to thank them for cooperating and joining me in celebrating Poe's birthday. Now, we have a couple things here. We have the Edgar Allan Poe cake donated by the Annabelle Lee Tavern. We have the Amontillado, and Ron, I paid $65 for that bottle for this event. Yes.
I know a guy.
You know a guy, right. I'll check with you next time.
Okay.
So when you pour it, be careful, okay?
Oh,
all right.
Steady hand, look.
Then we have the flower arrangement for the Poe Monument. So this should be a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, before we cut the cake and do the flowers and the tribute to Poe, I would like to read the governor's proclamation. This is what it looks like. And this was issued by the governor of the state of Maryland. Edgar Allan Poe Remembrance Day, January 19th, 2022. Whereas the bountiful literary heritage of Maryland shines proudly forth through the legacy of a legendary writer who has been wisely described as a man who understood the temper of his times, and who foreshadowed so much of the future of literature. And whereas the gifted Mr. Poe, whose stories and verse are widely read, studied, and appreciated for over 170 years, launched his literary career right here in Baltimore, and later died here after a prolonged, mysterious illness. With his memory and legacy forever preserved through the Westminster Preservation Trust, stewards of the old Western burial grounds, and the Westminster Hall, formerly the Westminster Church, and many other people and groups since his untimely death in 1849. And whereas Edgar Allan Poe achieved, at least towards the end of his relatively short life, international artistic acclaim, yet little monetary reward, selling his fantastic tales, beautiful love poetry, trying his hand at publishing, editorship, ferocious critiques, he was known as the Tomahawk Man, writing comedies, early science fiction, and even a study on seashells. You didn't know that, did you, Ron?
I bet you're about a seashore.
Oh, there you go. He suffered numerous personal tragedies, ill health, which makes his story of a life that much more captivating and striking. And whereas Maryland is pleased to join in reflecting on both the talents and vision of Edgar Allan Poe, who has consistently inspired fellow writers and readers alike over the years, and who is once again receiving a most fitting dramatic tribute on the anniversary of his birth. Now, therefore, I, Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr., Governor of the State of Maryland, do hereby proclaim January 19th, 2022 as Edgar Allan Poe Remembrance Day, and do commend this observance to all citizens.
All right.
Woo!
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Governor.
Beautiful.
He certainly has a way with words, doesn't he?
Whereas, yes, he does.
Yes, whereas, exactly. Now, what we're going to do at this point is Militia and I will put flowers on the Poe monument. Ron, if you could hold that for me.
Sure will.
All righty. So you want to grab that end, and let's just show it to the audience before we put it down. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's move over here and put it right down here. There you go. Beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's pretty great. That's beautiful.
And Ron, if you could put this behind you.
I sure will.
All right. Okay, moving right along. Now, Ron, actually, if you could open the bottle of Amontillado and just pour a little bit in each of the glasses.
Sure will.
Now, while he's doing that, I keep telling you that we have people from around the world tuning into this.
Yes.
I want to acknowledge, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Saida from Pakistan, Danielle from Mexico, Ronaldo from Portugal, Wendy also from Mexico, Perez from Bolivia, Roger from New York City,
All right.
Franco from Italy, Fabrizio from Italy, and I can't pronounce his name, but he's from Slovakia. Loretta from Havana, Cuba. Andrea from Romania. Hello, Andrea. And thousands from the USA, and it goes on and on. Now, if you remember, several times I mentioned to you that last year we had over 175,000 people tune in. Now, we have the raw numbers. I'm not going to divulge them now, but I feel confident in saying that we have beat that figure.
I believe that 100%.
So tomorrow
Believe
after
that
we
100%.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So tomorrow after we tabulate the figures, I will release those figures.
Can I give what's? Look at this. You got to see this. This is the Amontillado. This is the story. The cask of Amontillado. This is it. This is why I have the guys down at the liquor store order me special. And every sherry, the sherry has a wonderful cork like this. Remember that. If you give something else, it's Sprite. Don't buy it. All right. I'm gonna put this right there.
All right.
All right.
Beautiful.
Now, before we do the toast, Ron, would you like to offer your toast to Poe at this moment?
Oh yeah. Where we go? That was the gun. Never mind. I just wanted. I do a little poem of Edgar Allan Poe, just a little poem. So I wrote down my little poem today, and I'm going to read it. So here it is. Okay, it's No, it's.
I think that's the naughty list.
No, this is stuff. I was drinking one night. I wrote all this, so please bear with me. All right. I'm back right here to tell you how happy I am, okay? That all you wonderful people are gathered here today to celebrate Edgar's birthday. And this, I think you know, that there's never been an author like Edgar Allan Poe. Happy birthday, Edgar Allan Poe. Bada bing.
Very good.
That was awesome.
I did word by word.
Amazing.
Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Militia, would you like to offer your toast to Poe?
Yes, if I may. Thank you,
Yes.
Jeff. I don't know really how to follow that, but I wrote a few words, if that's cool. I first officially learned about Edgar Allan Poe at Trinity School in Ilchester, Maryland, not too far from here. We read some of his stories in class, and his poetry, and it was the first time I remember feeling connected to like a historical figure, an author, a writer, and he really championed beauty and darkness, which was something that really resonated with me at a young age, and I continue to kind of like reflect that in my songwriting and my work as an artist and as a visual artist. Edgar speaks from such a brilliant perspective. It's really unique, and he has this love for the macabre and he truly spun the blueprint for true crime and suspense back in the day. I mean, he was the first, right? It's such magic. His works are like these like jet black fairy tales, and they've just been they've resonated and endured over the years, and his works are timeless and strong. Any artist craves for their words to have a fraction of his longevity and impact and power. So it always pains me that Poe never got his flowers in his life, because the gifts that he gave to the world are so immense. He's really artistically and creatively unmatched. So if there's anything to the afterlife, I hope he can hear us right now. Happy birthday, Maestro. You are the goat.
Hey! That's terrific. He hears you right there, you know.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you. Yeah, we do.
Now, before I offer my toast, I would like, Militia, I want you to slice the ceremonial piece of Poe birthday cake for you, the audience. So if you would, cut it.
Cut where the roses are. Is this Edgar's piece?
It's
That's
the
his
audience's
fans.
piece,
All
yes.
his fans all around the world.
This is your piece then.
Everybody have their mouths open. It's going to be quick.
Oh my god.
What a nice.
I got it. Yes.
Bada boom. That's beautiful. Look at that.
So this is for all of you. Those of you that write to me and say, I live so far away I can never make it to America. Those of you that say you love Poe so much and you wish you could be here but you can't. This is your piece of cake. So one day, maybe, you will be able to come to Baltimore and join us when it's safe, and you can have your own slice of Poe's cake. So this is for you.
You could have your cake and eat it too. How's that?
Now, this toast to Poe I wrote in 1995. And whenever I write these toasts to Poe, I try to make them timeless and not dated. So this could be read any time of the year, and I hope you enjoy it. Once again, we gather here on this night of all nights in the year to honor a man who has brought fear, terror, mystery, and humor into our lives. He has been maligned, vilified, and ridiculed by dunderheads and dolts. These fools fall over themselves trying to pass the latest silly theory on why Poe did this or why he did that. I'm sure there's an audience out there somewhere that thrives on that drivel, but let's not dwell on the hopelessly lost. Tonight, we, the enlightened, the informed, will honor this great American writer and poet as we have done in past years by toasting and saluting his genius and our friendship with him. Poe started the dark tradition in American literature, a tradition carried on by Hawthorne, Melville, Bierce, and many others. Poe tapped the rich reservoir of the subconscious mind to set free the strange and the terrible things which have seldom been allowed to stalk the printed page. Yet, Poe created beautiful poems of love and affection. His love and devotion to Virginia, for example, is truly touching. It is this affection for him that brings us here year after year to celebrate his life, his works, and his spirit. There's no doubt in my mind that his heart is touched by your attendance here tonight. It's been 173 years since his death, yet his phantom continues to haunt us evermore. Dear friends, raise your glasses. Now I've got.
Oh, yes, Chris.
He's got the special one.
And those of you sitting in your home, vault, or crypt, raise your glasses with us. And this is to Edgar Allan Poe. You're a better man than I am. Here's to you.
Edgar.
Smooth. Wow.
Yes. Nice.
I can see why Fortunato wanted to go into the catacombs.
Yeah, I feel like training somebody up to a wall right now.
Uh-oh, Jeff.
Hey, watch it. Look out. Come here, Jeff. We'll talk just a little bit. Got that thing, you know.
So we drank to Poe. And Ron, before we close the ceremony, do you have any last words? Anything you want to share with the audience about Poe?
I sure do. I could never stop talking about Poe. Ever since a kid, I was here, right there at that fence, freezing. And I stood there a long time because I couldn't get my hands off the fence because they were frozen on it. But I was waiting for the Poe Toaster. I was waiting for just the ambience. And I knew that this thing was bigger than it was supposed to be. I mean, Vincent Price, his daughter, I mean, there's movies and the recognition. Now, internationally, everybody around the world is right here, right now. And back then, I just had this warmth in my heart, just like drinking a nice cognac or a nice Amontillado. And then it was just warming. It turned to a fire that will not go out. I promise you that. To me, Edgar Allan Poe I just follow him. Anytime you think of Baltimore, think of Poe. That's it.
Well stated.
Yeah.
Militia, would you like to share any last thoughts?
Yes. It's so surreal to be here today because I first came here as a kid on a field trip, and I was the only kid to bring flowers with me on that field trip to honor Poe and his grave because his work touched me so much. And I first met Jeff back then, and I won't say the year. I'll spare you all the math. But suffice it to say, it's something that is so special to me, just like how Poe is special to each and every one of you. Like, he's truly a symbol and like a spirit for everyone, and his work is so special. And thank you, Jeff, for bringing me here and allowing me to celebrate his birthday with you. And this is the best party ever. Happy birthday, Poe. Cheers, you guys.
When I was the curator at the Poe House, I gave hundreds of school tours, elementary school, middle school, high school, and not one student on all those tours brought flowers for the Poe monument until, and I was so impressed. I thought, she's got flowers. Wow, for someone that young, we won't go into the, but someone that young would bring flowers. So later on, during a special event at the Poe Monument, I invited Militia to come back, and from what I understand, the school was so thrilled that one of their students was chosen to participate in a special ceremony at the Poe grave.
Oh.
And we have a photograph of you and I, standing
There's
right here.
There's actual video footage, so it really happened.
Yes, yes. So then that was the last we saw of each other. Last year, I was in the cemetery with a colleague, and as we were leaving, I was getting ready to lock the gates, and this hearse pulls up. And I said to that person, I said, let's wait, because I hate locking the gates when someone's walking up to come in. I usually let them in. And I said, they might be coming here. So it parks, and this woman comes out of the car, sort of rushing up to me, saying, "Are you Mr. Jerome?" And I'm going, "Oh, what's going on?" And she said, "You don't remember me," and she told me the story. And it took a few minutes, and I remembered. It came back to me. And it was so strange because in a few seconds, I would have been walking down the street, and you really, from what you told me, you weren't going to stop here. You
Right,
just
we
thought,
weren't sure if we were gonna
drive
come.
by.
Yeah.
So fate interceded, and it slowed me down, locking the gates, trying to lock it, and enough time for her to pull up, for us to meet again after all those years. So that's why she is here, because I wanted to invite her back to the Poe Monument to participate in the ceremony. And I'm just absolutely thrilled that you could be here. Thank you for participating. And Ron, you're a gentleman. Thank you for always coming through.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. I thank you so much. And I'll tell you what, while we're giving thanks out, let's give thanks to the man right here.
Yes, the biggest rock
None
star
of
of
this
all,
what I have.
Jeff Jerome.
Jeff Jerome.
Woo!
Thank you, thank you,
That's
thank
a whole
you.
other bottle, man. I don't
Yes.
want to sound of cheer. But one more thing. Did you say that you came in a hearse?
Yeah.
I would have stayed no matter. I would have stayed no matter what. Right there, that's the intro, man. That's a cool Munster intro. I'll tell you that.
It was an antique hearse in
man.
excellent condition.
Oh, I would have.
You know, so
I would have had
I know how
flags
to
right
make
there.
an
There's- You sure do, boy. Man. Oh, cool.
okay, I'm getting a message.
Westminster.
Your money right out on the meter.
Westminster. I can't.
I'll tell you, we
I
got
I
really
can't
good
hear
big
you.
hands.
Just
Westminster,
speak it.
The
Yes.
Preservation Fund.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, I keep saying before we close, I want to thank a number of people. It's in here somewhere. I already thanked the people from around the world.
But this is the special piece of paper. We
Yes.
have hide it twice.
I want to thank the Westminster Preservation Trust, as I said before, the owners of this site. Hey, listen, if any of you are planning to get married and you live in the area, check out this hall. It's one of the top spots in the city for a wedding venue.
How cool is that?
I want to thank WCBM 680 AM Radio and the Ron Savage Show. Thank you, Ron.
My pleasure.
I would like to thank the Raven Beer Company. The taste is poetic. Annabelle Lee Tavern for their continued support and donating the Edgar Allan Poe birthday cake.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
The H.L. Mencken House, SNZ Productions, and all the volunteers that work quietly in the background. Thank you all. You are really appreciated, and without you, I don't know how we would do this. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Also, before I close,
Whereas,
I'm getting on a roll here. I get so excited when I do this.
Don't touch it.
But I get so excited when I do this because, as you know, I've been doing this since 19...
don't do math.
Don't do the math.
Yeah,
man.
don't do the
Let's
math.
go. You.
And because of COVID, we had to give up the inside productions and we had to go through virtual and live here. But I've been associated with Poe since 1976, and I'm not getting tired. I'm just getting started.
Yes.
Okay, I love this. I love sharing Poe with you and doing these special events for you, the people that can't make it here. So, but this year is the bicentennial of Virginia Clem, Poe's wife, and she died January 30th, 1847.
Wow.
Now, we may be doing something to note this anniversary this year, but we're still talking about it. But whatever we do will probably be in the spring when the weather's a lot nicer. So,
Good idea.
so I will close now. Thank you all. Ron, thank you. Militia,
pleasure.
thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. And maybe we'll see you again.
And thank you.
Oh, sure, sure.
Everybody send your love and adoration comments to Jeff, please, because he is the man that makes this all happen.
Absolutely. Take
You know,
it easy.
when people give me those compliments, I feel awkward. Now, it's all true, what she said, but it's just awkward when people say, Jeff, you're great. But I do it again for all of you. For those of you that can't make it, that can't be here, this is what I do for you. So thank you, and this is actually closing the ceremony.
Yes.
I appreciate all of you. So we'll see you again, and thank you so much.
Thanks for watching.
Don't take any wooden nickels. All right. We're ending here. There it is. Thank you so much. Happy
Take an ice
birthday.
cream.
Yeah, happy birthday, Edgar Allan Poe.